ASID Showcase is a partnership with the American Society of Interior Designers and Mpls.St.Paul magazine. We're co-producers of the event, and we partner with local charities every year that are volunteers. It is an opportunity to showcase excellence in interior design in town and how interior designers tap the showrooms and furniture and wallpapers and lighting and textiles and how that works with the architecture of your home. So it's a place to see all of that come together in one home.
We redo the kitchens, bathrooms, we add flavor to other rooms to make it their new home. It isn't just designers showcasing what they want to do in a home, it's really about finding out what the homeowner wants for their kitchen, their living room, their bedroom, and giving them the best design, maybe things that they wouldn't think of on their own, things that we have trade resources to bring to the plate.
How do you want to live inside your house? And what do you want to do to it? You know, what do you want to do to bring your color, your personality, your furniture, your art, what you feel about lighting? Do you like drapes? Don't you like drapes? Do you like carpet or you like hardwood floors and rugs? So this is really that next layer of bringing a house to life, and so that's this part of it.
I think people are really excited for color, and you know, we really went all out with the fabrics and the furniture, and we've had a lot of fun using color. And I think a lot of times people think that they can only use color in paint, and I think it's nice to add it with, you know, upholstery and pillows and wallpaper and all the things that we're doing in the house. I worked on the library along with Lisa Ball and Laura Ingen. These were some of the fabrics that we had done, and the little stool. We always have these little images of what we're using in the space, and this was actually to scale just to make sure some of the pieces we were using to see how they were with the other pieces. I think one of the big challenges is just that the room is so dark. All the walls are done in this chestnut wood and the floors are wood, so when we walked in it was just like, what do we do to add color, and you know, what do we do to kind of reflect light a little bit? Luckily, we were able to add a lot of color with the furniture. I mean, we've got that wonderful sofa that's this bright blue, and you know, we added pillows, and one of the accessories Jane had was this wonderful bowl that was bright red, and that's kind of how we got the red color going on in the room as an accent. Not all your accents have to be expensive pieces. I mean, Jane has this wonderful lighter collection that, you know, I'm sure she's just collected over the years, and I think you can add those kind of things, and it makes a big difference in a room, those personal touches.
You buy art. You collect pieces from your travels. You might have a favorite leather chair that you got when you were in college. It was your very first house, and you take that with you, right? The stories, whether you're moving from Boston to Minneapolis or Minneapolis to LA, there's pieces of you that go along with you, right? The furniture you've bought, maybe a rug that you got at an estate sale 20 years ago. And there's some things that you do for that house that you live in. The walls that you paint, the lighting that you put in, the draperies that you put in. You may buy pieces of furniture that just only work in that sunroom, and your next house doesn't have a sunroom, so now you sell that piece. But these are, I think of our furnishings as being very connected to who we are.
I'm Diane Lumpkin, and I'm an interior designer. I partnered with Jenny Korsbon, so we wanted to showcase what we could do. Jane had things that she liked, and we wanted to make it personal for her, but she was willing to try things, so that was nice. We picked the entrance because we love the spiral staircase, and one of the things that was already pre-selected was the wallpaper by Osborne & Little. It's the Summer Palace. And that was kind of the starting point for everyone. They saw that, and they used that as inspiration for the rest of the house. The powder room is, I think, spectacular also. It's a very small space, and we used a really fun tile on the floor. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's such a small space that a lot of times people can make it affordable because it's a small space. But it makes a big impact, and we wanted the powder room to make a big impact. The little window seat I think is really sweet on the upper hall, where it's a little place to sit down and view the art wall. The secret closet is really cute. It's for the little girls, their daughters, to hide out, but they're still close by to the kitchen. We put a really fun wallpaper on the curved wall. It's called Penguin Library from Osborne & Little Paper.
So this house, we've been calling it an executive home because it's not a mansion, but it's also not a starter home. And so it's where two executives live. It's two people with two incomes that have a busy family coming and going, and so it's a house designed with that in mind. But we think it has some fun. We did some things that everybody would do. We painted the woodwork in our sunroom. Not everybody would do that, but what the heck, we did. Rooms should be used. You don't want rooms to just be like pretty spaces that you just kind of look at.
And we really need to listen as designers on how you're going to use it and then work out a plan.
Not only should every room have its primary use, but that they should be used for multiple things. And so I talked about that, like the living room, it's where we entertain, but it's also where it's Sunday morning coffee and it's Jane editing at night. You know, the sunroom, it's a craft room, it's a music room, it's a bright, shiny reading room. And I really believe that you should think about each space, and if we're gonna all pay our mortgages for the square footage that we bought, then let's make all of it really work for us, right?
Yeah, I always think of it as a process, and if it takes more selections, you're getting to the right choice at the end.
Some interior designers you can pay just to help you come in and pick a color scheme. Maybe you're just like, I don't know what color to paint my living room.
I know a lot of times you hear from clients, they're like, well, what's your style? It doesn't matter what an interior designer's style is. It's really, they are going to make it your style.
You know, sometimes we work on big projects, but we also help people just select paint colors or help people pick out carpet or things like that. So I mean, most designers work on an hourly basis, and I think it's very smart to have someone help you do a room layout, or you know, help you with those selections, because you don't want to be redoing it again in a year. And a lot of times people, those are the things that we end up helping people, is reselect something because the scale was wrong, and it's just so much easier to not make those mistakes in the first place.
I really feel like space, and this is probably because I'm a designer, I'm kind of biased, I really think that you can't feel a space from a magazine layout like you can being in the space and feeling the three-dimensionality of it and seeing how the ceiling and floors interplay. So really you can see a photo of something and you can say, oh yeah, that's lovely, but to be in it and see how all the planes interact is really something much more emotional and dynamic than seeing a picture.
Going through the tour, I hope people will give themselves permission to do what they love. And so we hold ourselves back sometimes, and so I hope that the show house gives people permission to have fun. That people get ideas, that they embrace good design, that they find the thing that makes them happy and that they try it or do it or give themselves permission to do it. And I hope they have fun.